Good evening, Panther Nation. We're coming to you live from Panther Stadium here at Arvest Field for another edition of Siloam Spring Panther Football, where your Panthers will take on the #1 team in the state, the Greenwood Bulldogs. The crowd is electric, the concourse is packed, and we're ready for some good football action here at Panther Stadium. I'm Luke Shoemaker. He's Dennis Yoakum. And you would have to have just moved to the state of Arkansas to not know the rich tradition of Greenwood football, who is our opponent tonight. You're talking 11 state championships since the year 2000. To say the task ahead tonight is a tall one. I don't think I'm using a strong enough adjective, Dennis.
Yeah, they are a great program, maybe the best program or one of the top 3 programs in the state. And pulling off an upset tonight is going to take a colossal effort. But those things can happen. So,
what are some of the keys then to make that happen?
Well, in order to pull off a huge upset like that tonight, we've got to play mistake-free football, okay? So we've got to make sure that we keep the football when we're on offense, don't make any big mistakes, get behind the change, which forces into long down situations. Second, we've got to eliminate the big play. Last week, the big play hurt us when Van Buren scored some touchdowns on some big plays. We've got to eliminate the big play tonight, force Greenwood to drive the football down the field instead of picking up chunk plays for touchdowns. We've got to move the chains on offense as well. We're not a big play offense type philosophy, so we've got to grind drives out. We got to get first downs.
We can't go 3 and out.
We can't go 3 and out. We've got to move the chains. We've got to get 3 or 4 or 5 first downs, let our defense get some rest. And lastly, Luke, anytime you're playing a program that is great, you have got to compete every play.
And the Panthers are taking the field now, and competition. Every snap's going to matter tonight if you want to take down the giant that is the Greenwood Bulldogs.
Absolutely. You've got to just play against a standard tonight. This is a great program to do that against because Greenwood definitely has a standard of excellence, and so it's a measuring stick for our program, where we're going to be, who we want to be, and so you go out and you compete every play. You don't look at the scoreboard. You just go out and give it all every single play, every single snap.
So the Greenwood Bulldogs, the host or the visiting team this evening, they're 5-0, #1 team in the state, coming off of 2 straight conference wins. Your Siloam Springs Panthers are currently 2-3, coming off of back-to-back conference losses. Greenwood will open this game to kick, and your Panthers will receive. Set to receive for the Panthers, the combination of Jack O'Brien, Mikey McKinley, and Ryan Estacio. It's also Future Panther Night, so I want to give a shout-out. We just had, there's 1,000 pink shirts on the sideline of Future Panther cheerleaders, and then we have, of course, our youth football Future Panthers. So we're all set here at Panther Stadium. The kicker will do his last stretches. The ref will blow the whistle, and we'll have some great football action. Kick is away, fielded by O'Brien at about the 9. He'll bring it out. And he's hit immediately at the 23-yard line. Be 1st and 10 Panthers. Here we go.
Yep. Here's what you lace it up in the summers for. You get to measure yourself against one of the best programs in the state. And that's what we're going to do tonight. So when I was coaching, I found that it was these nights, no pressure. You just go out and you compete against yourself. No mistakes. Get out there and give it your best and see what happens at the end of the night.
Stay competitive as long as you can and see what happens. That's always the MO on that. So we'll come out. Gio Flores in the gun. We got trips to the bottom of your screen. He'll check, look to the sideline. He'll get the call from offensive coordinator, Coach Turner. We'll look at our wristbands. He'll give the call in. Estacio in the backfield. We'll shift him over. Probably going to run it back to our boundary then. And we'll run a little, look like inside zone look. Stop immediately, bring up 2nd and 10, 2nd and 11.
Yeah, not a lot of room up front. Now, this Greenwood team is big, and they are athletic. Up front, they are huge, and so we're going to have to create some gaps up there that our backs can get through and create some space for them. We really like we said, Luke, we've got to get positive yards on first and second down, move the chains.
So 2nd and 10 here. We'll have trips to the bottom. Flores back to pass. He'll go a quick out route here. Pass is caught for about a gain of 4 on the was that?
It was Dane Marlette with a catch.
Dane Marlette with the catch right there. All right.
Maybe setting something up, Luke. Maybe setting something up.
Hey,
when
the senior on the field. He knows the playbook. He knows where every route goes.
That's going to bring up about a 3rd and 7 look here for the Panthers on the first drive.
You're right. He stays in, and the trips bunch here at the bottom of your screen. Estacio still in the backfield. And we'll throw back screen. We had a look there. The blockers that got out in front did not pillarize back inside for the one defender we needed to block. So that will bring up 4th and 10, and the Panthers will be forced to punt.
And that's just an example right there of a solid football program, because that one guy stayed at home, did his job, and he got the ball carrier on the ground. If we block that guy, it's a big game.
I just looked at the replay because we're 30-second delay over here. He would have been down by the EMT over there in the end zone. There was a lot of grass. Sandoval catches the punt. He'll get away. It was a good rush by Greenwood. It will take a little bit of a Panther bounce, and it will go all the way to the 32-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Panthers, or 1st and 10 Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs will come out with a quarterback that's somewhat noticeable around the state, and Kane Archer. 19 touchdown passes on the year to 1 interception, being recruited by multiple schools in multiple conferences.
Yeah, we'll go through his recruiting list here a little bit later, but the guy's completing 80% of his passes, Luke.
On your screen. Passes broke up immediately by Eli Hargate, bring up 2nd and 10. A lot of what Greenwood does offensively is quick game, and that was an example there as they went straight slants.
Yeah.
They'll go no huddle as well.
They're going to get the ball out quick. He does a good job reading the field.
They'll do a little touch pass, jet sweep. Number 2, Champ Davis will get the edge there, and he'll pick up a first down. You know, some of those 80% is a little bit on its completion percentage, a little bit skewed, because that counts as a pass. For viewers at home, that is a forward pass, and so is some of their tunnel screen, pop screen, a lot of the things that they do. Archer will roll to the bottom of your screen. He'll do a quick out roll over to number 0. That'd be Isaiah Arrington. The Bulldogs have 3 different receivers with over 400 yards receiving this year, Arrington being one of them. Be 2nd and 6. The Bulldogs move fast. I had a little motion there.
I did too.
They'll run their patented pop screen, and he stepped out there at the 40.
Yeah, I had a little bit of movement there. The thing about Kane Archer, he does a great job of spreading the football around. Their system is really good, short passing game, but he spreads it around and keeps everybody involved.
They'll go empty. Trips to the top of your screen, twins to the bottom. They'll probably send someone emotional. They'll go quick game. They have rollover. They have a deep man here at number 0. Pass is overthrown.
That's what they do.
80%. I said 80% is a little skew. That's a deeper throw he didn't get.
Yeah, he just missed that throw there. But that's what they do to you. They short game you. Archer is also their leading rusher on the season. So they short game you, and then they take a shot.
They'll go trips to the top of your screen. Go a little zone action, a little RPO, and the pass is complete to number 0, Isaiah Arrington, and he will take that into the end zone. We got a flag laid here behind the play. It might have been some talking. The ref is signaling that someone ran their mouth. Oh, we have an ineligible receiver
downfield. That's going to come back.
That's what happens on the RPO game. If you're late in your decision making, someone will go downfield. And the old adage is, when that first became popular in high school level, was that everyone's always down. Like, it's always ineligible, and it's never getting called. But a little break there for the Panthers.
Yeah, that's one of those big plays we're trying to eliminate tonight, and we got fortunate there that a lineman just got in a hurry and released, 3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage on the pass. Yep.
So trips to the top. They'll run a little bubble action, sprint roll out. Nothing's there. We got multiple men in the backfield, and who's that guy that gets a lot of pressure on the quarterback 3 straight weeks? A sack there by number 30, Cade Davidson.
Yeah, that guy's been a wild man off the edge lately, and he was there again. 53, Isaac Calderon was also in on the play.
Archer drops back to pass, throws the dig underneath to number 3, Grant Carnes, and he'll pick up a first down.
Pass complete to Grant Carnes.
Will right out of the backfield. Archer will scramble to his left. He's got a number 2 over here on his own escape, but it will fall incomplete, be 2nd and 10. Bulldogs are down a player. Clearly, they're in doubles. They're good. They're going to run a guy on late. I was going to say that's not empty when you got twins on both sides. So now they will be empty. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Surprised when they didn't throw some laundry. We did step in the neutral zone. No movement. So they'll check. They'll make a call. QB throws a little hitch to the top of your screen. Caught by number 3, Grant Carnes, and he will take it in for a touchdown, Bulldogs.
Yeah, we missed a tackle out there. First guy's got to get the guy slowed down at least. We whiffed on the play, and he had a free run to the end zone there. Bulldogs strike quick.
And the kick is away, and it is good. Now make it 7-0 with 8:18 left to play here in the first quarter. Saw a couple things go our way there defensively. Giving up the long 3rd and 15 goes back to what you talked about on the big plays in the opener.
Yeah, you really got to find ways to get them off the field. Got to get them off the field there, and you know, you had them in a good situation defensively, and then you just give up a big play and come back next drive. Let's see if we can do a better job getting them off the field.
I have that Archer was 4 of 6 on that series for about 50 yards. I mean, and then a hitch, you get beat. We give up a touchdown about 30 yards on a hitch route.
Yep.
You got to tackle that one immediately. We'll grow from that. So it'll be 7-0, 8:18 left to play. Panthers set to receive. Fielded by McKinley at the 13. He'll bring it out into look like a rugby scrum there in the middle. It'd be 1st and 10 Panthers from the 26-yard line.
Yeah, our blockers didn't get a great push there. It looked like a rugby scrum. I thought the ball was going to pop out, and someone's going to stand on someone's shoulders. Yeah.
So Panthers will come out. Flores at quarterback, Estasio at running back. 3 receivers top of your screen. Single receiver here at the bottom. And Flores will, on the keeper, he'll pick up about 6, call it 7 there. Good first down run. We've won it all along.
That's what you need on first down, Luke. You've got to get ahead of the chains. And here we are in 2nd and short. We need another positive play here, and that'll give us a chance for a first down. Move the chains.
We'll stay in the same personnel grouping, same formation. Look to the sideline when we get the signal. We did a little, I don't think we're reading that there. That's more of like a ride, and then he just keeps it. Drop back to pass. He'll go up top to O'Brien, which he stepped out of bounds, so even if he caught it, it would have been called illegal touching. So he turned into a defender there. It'll be 3rd and a long 3 for the Panthers here with 7:32 left to play.
All right, Panthers coming to the line here. Short, 3rd and short. So your playbook's wide open here. 7:32 to go in the first quarter. Need a first down here, Luke.
And we'll run the same kind of ride action there, and Flores will keep it, and he'll only gain a yard, so that will bring up 4th and a long 2.
Stop just short of the 35-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down.
So a great first down ends up in another Panther punt here with 7 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Different punt formation here out of the Panthers. They don't normally have the 2 A-gap bulls. Snap's good, and the kick is away, and no one back deep for Greenwood. Maybe they potentially thought we'd go for it there on 4th, and the ball will trickle and roll down to the 17-yard line.
Ball down the 17-yard line, 1st and 10 for Greenwood.
That was another nice punt there by Sandoval. Got the football out. Got a good bounce, good Siloam Springs bounce down to the 17.
So Bulldogs will come out 7-0 with 6:48 left here in the first. Got them where we wanted them on a 3rd and 15 there on the last series. They'll go quick every time. They'll no huddle. Little inside zone action. And they'll pick up about 6 there on 1st.
Yeah, I kind of thought he was trying to break away there and retreated. I probably would have, the last 2 crews we had would have marked him back a couple of yards.
You're still on those guys. You're still on those guys. The no huddle, they'll stick with it and go inside. They are nothing but predictable in the 25 years of excellence they have shown in the state of Arkansas, is that they will no huddle, that they will immediately run inside zone after a first down, or they will immediately run pop, or they immediately run bubble. And they'll roll to their sideline, and passes jumped and almost intercepted.
Yeah, that's twice. Jack O'Brien this time, Eli Hargett the time before. We gotta make one of those plays.
Gotta make the pick there.
For a colossal upset like this would be, you gotta make a play.
Passes away to the streak, and it's caught by number 0, Isaiah Arrington, and he is gone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. You talked about it earlier. They'll lull you to sleep on the quick game in the inside zone, and then they will go deep. Bulldogs set to kick the PAT, and it's through the uprights, and that'll make it 14-0 Bulldogs with 5:52 left here in the first quarter. So while we're in between there, we'll talk about some shout-outs to our donors for the Siloam Springs Athletic Program. I'd like to give a big thank you to Superior Auto Group, Simmons, Lightning Bolt Advertising, Callahan Steakhouse, Arvest Bank, Day Spring Cards, Lazy Boy, Jetstream by Pipelife, John Brown University, Grand Savings Bank, Generations Bank, and Alternative Design. Thank you for all you do for Panther Athletics. And I'd like to once again give a shout out to all the future Panthers that I see roaming around, whether it be on the concourse, cheering with our cheerleaders, or all across the stadium. Thank you for coming out. We look forward to watching you perform and play for the Panthers. Bulldogs set to kick it away. And McKinley will take it at the 12. We'll try a reverse there. It gets booted. Luckily, it bounces out of bounds, and the Panthers will have the ball with the spot that it went out. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. That has worked for us a few times on our kickoff return team, but that time, it's all about receiving that pitch. You know, it's not something you constantly do. You may rep it over and over again, but in this scenario, the ball trickled out of bounds, so it'll be 1st and 10 there. Last time we opened the series with a good first down play, We'll look to do the same thing here. We'll come out with same kind of setup we've done formationally with Trips to the top of your screen, O'Brien to the bottom, Flores at quarterback with Estacio next to him. He'll take the snap, and we'll run a little power out of that set. We'll pick up one. It'll be 2nd and 9, Panthers.
All right.
Don't get in a hurry.
Yeah, but one of our keys to the game here is extending drives, getting first downs, moving the chains. You know, we've got to do a good job. Got to do a good job here, Luke, of getting some first downs, letting the defense stay on the sideline for a minute. We know what Greenwood could do when they have the football.
That's abundantly clear. So for 2nd and 9 here, we'll take the snap. The give is to Estacio, and he's met by the entire defensive line by Greenwood there, and it'll be 3rd and 9.
Yeah, it's our, you know, we're looking at these guys, and there's 8, 9 guys in the box, and the ones that aren't in the box are headed to the line of scrimmage on the snap. You know, it's hard to get running room up there. Until you make some plays in the passing game, you know, that's how teams are going to play you. Going to be 3rd and about 8 here.
And on the season, when you talk about our production in the passing game, we've thrown for a combined, I think we're 18 of 52 this year. So it goes a little switch route there. We'll go up top. We'll go big, and the ball is intercepted at the 37-yard line by the Bulldogs. I mean, essentially turns into a punt.
That's a punt. That's a 3rd down punt right there.
I mean, you know, when you run that switch route there, maybe you complete it, maybe you get PI. If they pick it, then they get the ball here at the 37-yard line. You never love a turnover, but we'll take it 40 yards downfield.
All right, Luke, here we go. 3rd drive. What do you do differently? Do you do anything differently?
Well, I mean, on both drives, there's been opportunities. So they run a little T screen out here wide, and one of their edge blockers, number 13, Cooper Bland, absolutely pancakes someone.
Yeah, it's hard to tackle somebody when you're laying flat on your back. So that was a
yeah, that is true. So in terms of what you can do differently, well, you got to make the most of the opportunities you're given. 3rd and 15 on the first series, had a pick on the second series. So now you're in a hole. They'll leak the back out again, and he'll take the pass, and he'll run, and he'll make a cut, and make another man miss, another man miss. Another man miss. We have a block in the back, I believe, and he's brought down at the 1. If this was to stand, he'd have a 55-yard gain, but I think from the spot of the foul, they're going to back him up with a block in the back.
Yeah, that's going to be around the 25-yard line where this ball is going to be placed. But that, again, another huge play by Greenwood.
Well, and the receiver there is their backup quarterback, Cooper Godwin, who, when Archer was out one game, had a terrific game. So he's got some athleticism, skill, and they're incorporating him into their passing game. So 1st and 10 Bulldogs here with 3:54 left to play in the first. They'll go doubles formation, 2 receivers to both sides. They'll leak the back out here. He'll look him up the seam. He'll go to number 2 down the sideline, and that's another touchdown, Bulldogs. Pass completed to Champ Davis. I think he spread the ball around to 3 different receivers for a touchdown.
Yeah, we talked about how good Archer is. That guy being recruited by Arkansas, Arizona, Florida State, Kentucky, Michigan, Ole Miss, Mizzou. That's just to name a few. They're explosive offensively.
Well, you know, their obvious Mizzou connection there with Rick Jones being on staff there for his role. So the extra point is good. They'll make it 21-0 Bulldogs, 3:45 left here in the first. So a little bit about Panther athletics around the district this week. We had a tennis conference tournament where Bennett Nostovic and Eli Mann finished 3rd. In volleyball, our Lady Panthers beat Harrison here at home 3-1, and last night lost at Farmington. Junior high football, our 7th grade and 9th grade lost. 8th grade with another big win. All of those games were against our rival, the Goblins. this upcoming week ahead, we've got a lot of action going on. Monday night at Shiloh Christian will be JV and 8th grade football. Cross country goes to Prairie Grove on Tuesday. But the big thing for cross country, folks, if you're not doing anything on Saturday the 19th, come on out to Simmons Field. That's across from Lazy Boy Park. It's a huge event that we host for. It's called the Panther Classic. Go support our cross country team. Coach Jones does a great job with both the boys and girls team. And the kick is away. He's been nothing but consistent and keeping it between the 5 and the 10, and it's fielded once again. A little bit of seam there early, but will be brought down at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 Panthers, 3:39 left in the first.
Yeah, Mikey had a good return there. There was a seam, got out. This is our best starting position of the night, out to the 28. I don't believe we've had a first down yet, Luke. Is that correct?
That's correct. So that goes against some of your keys to the game.
Yeah, I think we need a handful of them here.
We'll go back to our Clemson set here with the wing tee. Hey, Dwayne Pippen, best play in football. That will get us 5, 1st and 5. Folks, as you see at the bottom of your screen, you'll have the ticker showing some of the upcoming football games and what those corresponding nights are, along with when our next live broadcast will be. Give us to KD. Davidson will take it. Yeah, he'll pick up maybe a yard. Call it 2nd and 4 for the Panthers. Maybe that's a great spot for us. They're doing the opposite of what's been going on.
Well, that's good. That's a positive.
Be 2nd and 3 there for the Panthers. 2nd and 2.
I feel it. We're going to get a first down on this play right here, Luke.
We'll stick in the wing tee with Marlette under center, Flores, Estacio, and Katie in the backfield. Estacio will follow Boaz and get about a yard, and it'll bring up 3rd and 1. Now that we are on the same sideline as the colored play calling sheet, the one with the orange, the green, now I know what they're doing.
Yeah.
When I was in the Hubble telescope at Van Buren, I could, but it's personnel groupings. That's what they're doing. Or it actually looks like, since we're wearing wristbands, it's color. So it's whatever color, and then a number, and then the look, and they'll go from there. I have a great story to tell you after this play about wristbands in high school football. And we'll do a QB sneak there. I think Dane got it. The guy at the top of your screen does not have a good spot. The guy on our side, I think, gave us the first down.
Yep, we're going to have the first down there.
Years ago, we did wristbands for defensive calls. And in the 4-2-5, your front four and your mic had a wristband, and your Will on the back end, all the secondary had a wristband. Yeah, so I signaled secondary, another coach signaled the box. Well, our Will had the same one as the front, so all of our calls for a whole half were not what we were signaling in. Didn't tell us till halftime. Give us to Davidson again on first down. He'll be hit right at the line of scrimmage to bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, how'd you do defensively that half?
We did a lot better the second half. We ended up tying Shiloh Christian at Razorback Stadium.
Okay.
Former Panther and then future San Diego State football player, and he played with the undrafted free agent with the Falcons. Parker Baldwin blocks a punt, and it was the fastest I've ever seen a Panther run. Fields it, takes it all the way to the house, and we ended up tying them that night. That was back non-conference game in a tie. Stick in the wing tee. Give us to Flores to our sideline, and he immediately gets hit at the line of scrimmage. Will maybe get a yard. Third and long 8 here for the Panthers with 1:11 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's not really built for 3rd and 8, but here we are. We would much prefer 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3.
We got one. We got the first down we wanted. We are going to run one play here before we take it to the second quarter. A little late here we're breaking the huddle with 10 on the clock. Marlette will get under center. Play clock at 3. And we'll give it to Davidson. He'll follow a couple blocks. He'll throw it up in there, and he'll be 4th and 3. That will take us to the end. I imagine we take the quarter here, and that'll take us to the second quarter.
That's a 2. Yeah, that's 4th and 2, around the 50.
You know me. Go for it.
Let's roll.
Go for it.
Let's roll.
Get your play over here after you take the quarter. Unless you're trying to catch them off guard for some reason, but you're not going to do that. So at the end of 1, the number 1 Greenwood Bulldogs 21, Siloam Springs Panthers 0.
Yeah, we've we're kind of belaboring these points here. The keys to the game, we haven't really eliminated the no big play. We haven't eliminated the big play. That's hurt us, and we haven't really moved the chains. This is the most success we've had on offense has been in this drive. So hopefully we can continue moving the football here and we can move the chains.
So on the field right now, is that our food? Oh, this is
They are the example of employees that we want here at Siloam Springs. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all you do for our kids and our district.
Looks like paraprofessionals for our district, along with ESL support teachers.
Yep.
Mr. Killian, the director of ESOL for the Siloam Springs School District, along with Mr. Shane Patrick. Shout out to those people who do a terrific job for our district.
Yeah, we appreciate them. It takes a village to have successful schools, and we've got great people in every program in the district. So kudos to them. We're going to go for it here, Luke. 4th. Nope, we're not.
We got Carlos back there. Well, we may try to hard count them on the punt. We've done that before. We've shown that before, but the Greenwood has done the same thing each time, and they've put no. Well, we are going to try a little. I had a phrase when I was a soccer coach: "He who hesitates is lost." And right there, we hesitated. We're met in the backfield. It'll be 1st and 10 Bulldogs on the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that. My grandfather had a saying back in the day.
This will be great.
Yeah, he had a saying. He's like, just trying to cut a big fat hog right there. I think 4th and 2. I think we got a better play than that.
May have been some miscommunication on what we were trying to execute there.
It didn't look right. It didn't look right.
So they'll go trips to the bottom here. Archer will be still at quarterback here. He'll hit a little rollover route there up top. Are we going to hit with a face mask? That'd be a very soft face mask.
Horse collar, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I think it's horse collar. Nope. You were correct.
Yeah. And something that I still can't grasp to this day is why this is the only level that keeps will keep a 5-yard variety or 15-yard anyway. They'll mark it off. It'll be 1st and 10 Bulldogs on the 19-yard line. Little quick out here for the Bulldogs into our boundary, number 2 there for the Bulldogs. Champ Davis, he'll dance around and he'll get all the way down to the 5-yard line. He's well on his way to 100 yards receiving. 1st and 10 Bulldogs there, 1st and goal Bulldogs from the 5. They get the ball out so quick. They get into space. It's nothing that's too complex, but they execute very well at a very high level.
Yeah, that's what good programs do. They figure out what works, and then they get really, really good at it. And that's where Greenwood is. That's where they live. They live in that zone.
Yeah, we talked about last week, you asked about building a program. Even their future kids are running inside zone, outside zone, pop, bubble, all the same thing, same terminology. Probably trying to go quick. It's just building it from the ground up. And a quick out, once again, a number 2, Champ Davis, his 2nd touchdown on the night. Little rub route there. Be touchdown, Greenwood. Make it 27, pinning the extra point.
Yeah, they are good folks. That's why they're the number 1 ranked team in the state of Arkansas.
That's why they have 11 state championships since the year 2000.
So essentially, they've won one every other year since 2000.
It's a good way to look at it.
Yep.
It's a good way to look. I mean, there's obviously some repeats, and we're talking about a program that had, former Razorback Connor Nolan. You had the Morgans, Tyler Wilson.
Yep.
You have the Hannahs. The multiple Hannahs have come through and played at different colleges all over the place. You have Peyton Holt, who played running back and then quarterback and then baseball for the Razorbacks.
Yeah, they develop athletes down there. I don't know if you're noticing this, but we talked a little bit about it last week. They develop athletes. They work on skill or speed and agility. These kids, they pour a lot into their youth programs, and that's what it takes to have successful high school programs. You got to start kids young. You got to keep them interested, and that's what they do. It's about developing young men and women, and that's what the good programs do, and that's what we're trying to do here. And we've laid the foundation for that. And so tonight is a measuring stick, if you will. You get to measure how you are, where you currently stand against one of the elite programs in the state of Arkansas.
Where you want to go.
Where you want to go. Beautiful crowd tonight. Great football weather, though. I mean, look at this crowd. There's 150 people at the concession stand right now.
A lot of pink here for pink out night. The Panther pit, I had to put some signage up there earlier to remind them what the pit theme was, and that will go all the way into the end zone after the penalty on the point after attempt. So it'll be a touchback, 1st and 10 Panthers with 11 left here in the second quarter. I'm a big rule guy trying to grasp rules.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I know. Shocker here, shocker. I still can't get over that we still want to put a touchback at the 20-yard line in high school athletics. And we're not doing it at the other levels on a kickoff.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox there. Be 1st and 10 Panthers. Do a little motion with Flores there, and he'll take the handoff, and he'll be met once again right at the line of scrimmage. Will be second and 9.
Flores and carry for Siloam. Gage Hannah making the stop at the Bulldogs.
And on the tackle, Gage Hannah, I just talked about it. I taught one of his brothers years ago when I was down at Greenwood, but there's been a Hannah playing defense for Greenwood since the George W. Bush administration.
Okay, good.
Davidson,
yep.
Pick up maybe 4. He comes downhill fast. He comes downhill. I mean, he throws it up in there. Be 3rd and 3 Panthers here with 10 minutes left in the second quarter.
Third and about 3 for Siloam, finish on 7.
Folks, if you're looking to watch some Panther volleyball action, come out to the PAC Tuesday night. Varsity 9th grade will be playing Shiloh Christian starting at 4:30. Marlette will look to the sideline, get the signal, look back at his wristband, call out the call. And the give is once again to Davidson, and he will get almost right at the sticks, probably a yard short. It'll be up 4th and 1 here with 9:30 left in the second. 28-0 Bulldogs.
It was one of those, if you fall forward, you got the first down, and he didn't. They stopped him dead in his tracks. It's going to be 4th and inches here.
We got to get to the 30 is the line to gain, so looking on your screen, you can see what we have to accomplish here on this 4th down. We're definitely going for it based upon the fact that we did not run out the punt unit. Probably we were quick to get on the ball, maybe hard count, and then I would just give it right back to KD. He's going to get you the half yard. And Marlette will try the keeper, and they met him. He didn't get it. In fact, we went back about half a yard. So it'll be 1st and 10 Bulldogs right there where the pile of bodies are being picked up on the 28, 29-yard line.
All right, Luke. Big day in college football tomorrow.
Is there something going on? Is there good action going on?
I hear there's some sort of river rivalry. Do you know anything about?
Well, I grew up in Oklahoma. My uncle played for the Sooners. It's only the game I've watched every Saturday in October as long as I can remember. Get some pressure on Archer. A combination there from both of our defensive ends, Kay Davidson, and then finished by Boaz Benson, both of our leading tacklers and leaders on quarterback pressures this year for the Panthers. Our second sack on Archer today.
Perfect timing too, right? He had a guy breaking open about the time he got ready to throw it. We had hands on him.
Bulldogs will go an empty set, trips to the bottom of the screen, 2 receivers up top. We'll talk more about the college football front in the second half, folks. Archer will scramble towards their sideline. He's got, they do a terrific job. Oh, what a move there by number 0, Arrington.
That was fancy.
What they do, they run the scramble drill about as well as a high school team can. And what I'm talking about, folks, right there is that as he left the pocket, Arrington broke off his original design route, which was more to the middle of the field, and then broke back because they all have rules. When he scrambles and breaks the pocket, we're going to go here, we're going to go. That's their scramble drill rule. Ran to perfection. What a move there inside the 3. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 8 minutes left here in the second quarter, the score is the number 1 Greenwood Bulldogs 35, your Siloam Springs Panthers 0.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the 5th touchdown over 25 yards.
Right, yes. Well, no. The 4th touch, they were inside the goal. The last touchdown inside the 5.
That's right.
He's thrown for 5.
Yeah, big plays are hurting the Panther defense.
Archer's thrown for 5 touchdowns in 15 minutes of game time. It's a pretty good ratio.
Yep.
That's why he's being recruited. Well, I want to draw the point. Coach Chris Young, who's been with the Greenwood Bulldogs for a long time. In fact, he had the opportunity to be an athletic director at another school and couldn't leave home, so he came back to Greenwood. He was also an assistant principal there when he was an offensive coordinator. Takes over as the head coach, and he demands perfection. After that sack, I saw him losing his mind on the sideline because he has a standard that he wants them to meet, and that's kind of carried on from when Rick Jones was there. Bulldogs set to kick it away. Ball is fielded by McKinley at the 13. He'll dance around. He'll get us to the 25-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Panthers, 8:01 left in the half. 35-0 Bulldogs. I think right at this point, we talked about moving the chains. It's a theme we're gonna keep talking about, is that in order to be successful, with what we do offensively, we've got to move the football. 3 and outs, putting your defense in position, or 4 and outs, turnover down, putting your defense on the negative side of the field is not what the script said.
And we had a 3rd and short play. We threw an interception on a deep ball. Then we've had 2 turnover and downs on 4th and short. There's a seam. Didn't get much. Closed down pretty quick. Hey,
well,
we knew this, Greenwood's going to be the best opponent we'd played by far. They beat Bentonville West 70-35. Northside 58-0. Harbor 56-19. They did beat Shiloh 28-17, but last week they went to Russellville and beat Russellville 63-14. That may have been at Greenwood, but it was 63-14, and so we knew they were really good coming in.
Well, and that close one, talk about Shiloh. Shiloh's also got a rich tradition in the football here in Arkansas, which, speaking of that, currently in the first quarter, Fort Smith Southside 10, Shiloh Christian 0.
That would be an upset. Shiloh went to Mountain Home last week. Mountain Home is a really good football team. It went to Mountain Home, and it was a close game, but Shiloh won by 10, I believe, last week. Southside is playing pretty well, though. They beat Lake Hamilton.
They choked it late. They choked it late to Lake Hamilton.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, 26-24. They're late.
I think they were up 20 in the first half.
Timeout Panthers with 6:35 here on a 3rd and 9 about to occur. Yeah, so standings around the conference here for the 6A West. Coming in tonight, Greenwood's 2-0, Lake Hamilton's 2-0. Then you've got a log jam there in the middle with Mountain Home, Shiloh, Van Buren, Russellville, all 1-1 in conference play. And then both 0-2 in conference are your Siloam Springs Panthers and the Fort Smith Southside Mavericks.
You
about went old school.
You about said
not
Rebels.
saying it. Hey,
You about said it.
whoa.
You about said it.
Director of Athletics Jeff Williams, of course, was the head football coach there when that change happened. A lot of good stories to tell on what that process looked like. Pull up some other current scores from around the conference here.
Have you got somebody coming in at halftime tonight, Luke?
We do not have a special halftime guest.
Oh, but the band is performing.
But the band, and the band has a gigantic competition tomorrow. They did really well last weekend at Bentonville. They just keep building and perfecting their craft. There's a lot of moving parts. If you haven't seen the show, please stay tuned in to watch their performance of what's called Dots. So Panthers will come out here, 3rd and 9. We'll shift the backfield. We'll move McKinley over to the bottom of your screen. We'll have 3 running backs in the wing T set. And they almost took the handoff there, and he's met by multiple Greenwood Bulldogs, one of them being Cash Archer, brother of Kane Archer. And out will come the punt team.
Yeah, that perfect example of blowing up a play. Listen, there were 3 or 4 Bulldogs.
It was busted. It was definitely a busted play based upon how he took the handoff there. Mountain Home currently up 13-0 over Russellville. Still talking about the conference as a whole. Lake Hamilton up 13-0 over Van Buren. Beautiful punt there by Sandoval, and it will keep rolling. A unique philosophy, not that it matters up 35-0, but Greenwood does not put a returner back. That's kind of the old Kevin Kelly mantra, is that we're going to try to block it. We're not going to put someone back because we don't want to muff the kick.
Until you stop them from driving 75 yards, 80 yards a drive, I mean, why put someone back?
But as a guy that's watched the Vikings put on the turf 2 straight weeks on punt return unit, I'm not opposed to just putting no one back there.
The Vikings may be the best team in pro football.
Don't give me that heartbreak, Mr. Yoakum. Quick game out of Archer. He'll passes complete there to number 3. Grant Carnes will be about an 11-yard gain, just on a little hitch route.
It looks easy. They make it look really easy.
And they're on the ball quick. They're probably going inside zone right off of the first down. Now they'll roll out here at the bottom, a little out route. Almost picked by Eli Hargett. Those are the plays. Great moments are born from great opportunity. That was a great opportunity. We just didn't get the great moment, but the pass is broken up there by number 2.
Twice.
That's 2.
That's twice.
We got some laundry down, too.
That is twice that he's jumped the route. He's jumped the route twice, got hands on it twice, and maybe he'll come up with one of those here.
But how did the Raiders do this past weekend, Mr. Yoakum? That's what I want to know. Your Las Vegas Raiders.
I don't think I've really cheered for the Raiders since I was about 14, but
I'm just glad the Vikings are off this week. Give me a break there. So they'll motion out of the backfield and go empty set. They'll go a little tunnel screen, which is broken up immediately, line of scrimmage by number.
Is that Stu?
No, I want to say that was number 60. That may have been Stu. It was Stu. Has he got a different jersey? Okay, no, he's number 9.
He was number 9. He was just running
yeah,
outside.
Yeah.
He by the time the ball hit the ground, he was way outside
we've
the play.
Come with 3 down linemen, a head up, nose, and then 5 techniques, and then KD's kind of their center and roaming, kind of give us more support in the secondary. Archer will escape the pocket.
I think that was probably a hole.
And he'll tuck
called.
it and run. He can. Hey, he's got a little bit. He's their leading rusher, and I think it's from plays like that on a scramble because he easily picked up 19 yards on that. He's an athlete.
Coach Benson is letting the white hat have it. His son got held. Boaz got held on the edge.
Coach Lab there is the get-back coach, kind of reel him in. 1st and 10, Bulldogs, ball in the 49. They'll run some slants on both sides. Passes completed to Carnes. He'll pick up 15. It'll be 1st and 10, Bulldogs on the 35-yard line. They go back to his 80% completion percentage. He's got to be at that tonight.
Oh.
When you're running slant, hitch, bubble, scramble drill where you hit an open receiver. And, I mean, the kid can play a little bit. He can play. He's a great high school quarterback.
And he's just a junior.
So they'll run a little pop go, and they've got a receiver if the ball is on him, and he hits money throw there by the Bulldogs, touchdown.
Yeah, he just threw that ball about 40 yards in the air, hit the receiver in stride, and was under pressure by number 30. Caden Davidson was, breathing down his neck.
A friend of mine said watching it from a press, because I was always a sideline coach, it's like it's too easy. It's like playing a video game. You could see that playing out before the ball left his hand on the little pop go action, and that will be Archer's 6th touchdown pass here in the first half. Kick barely clears the crossbar there. It'll be 42-0. 5 minutes left till halftime.
This is old school Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl right here.
A little before me.
Super Tecmo Bowl.
I've heard about it. I heard he was you couldn't tackle him.
You couldn't.
It was a cheat code.
It was a cheat. And who did he play for?
He played for the Raiders.
The Raiders.
He played for the Raiders.
I don't remember.
You know what? He played for the Royals. That's what he played for. He played for the Royals. That's what.
And the White Sox, I think, right? Didn't he play? Did he play for the White Sox?
I don't remember. I do remember he was an all-star for the Royals.
Royals, yeah.
He also ended Brian Bosworth's career. So.
Who?
The Boz. The Boz.
Where did he play?
The Boz was the head of NIL. The Boz knew about NIL before anyone else.
Yeah. He was a trendsetter.
He was a lot. Hey, the Boz shows up frequently in those Dr. Pepper commercials, which you are currently drinking over there. So Greenwood set to kick it away. 5 minutes left here until halftime. Fielded by McKinley at the 6. He'll pick it up off the turf. And they'll run it up into about the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 Panthers from that spot.
42-0, 4:58 to go in the second quarter here. Crowd is staying seated. They want to support the Panthers.
It's a beautiful Friday night in Pantherland. You look across the parking lot here at 700 North Progress Avenue, and you see the lot packed. The kids, the future Panthers that are here, a lot of them don't know the difference.
Yeah, they're just
the lights, the sound, that's the part. That's one of the pageantry of high school and collegiate sports. So we'll go out of the gun here. Trips receivers to the bottom. We'll try to run power there to Flores, and he's immediately met by that defensive line of Greenwood. I mean,
Do they know our snap count, Luke?
It's 3 of the 4 every single. Of course, when you're running power, the front side's blocking down, back side's pulling. So, I mean, we're getting one of them out of the picture, but the front side 3 technique, of course they're going 3 down linemen here. So they're all, yes.
I've always wondered this, and you're the football coach here. I'm the basketball coach. If the defensive line is more athletic than you, is it wise to pull? I'm just asking. I don't really know the answer to that.
Well, I mean, being better is one thing. Being quicker is another thing. It's how they play a pull technique. So, like when I was a defensive line coach, depending on the scheme we were running, one of the schemes was if my guard pulls, I immediately trail his hip.
Yeah.
I immediately go. So on the offensive side, let's say you're the center. If that's the technique you see on film that they do, then the center cuts that guy, like snap cut. If we aren't quick enough, we can't do that. Yes, we stop pulling that guy, or you try to motion your H-back to put that guy on the front side of power, so that D lineman's not the pull side. If both are doing it, we've done a stay call. You tell everyone stay, and basically it's like your zone scheme.
Is that what it's called when you're a hat on a hat? What's it called when you're a hat on a hat? You're blocking a guy in front of you.
Big, some teams call it like bob, big
Bob.
on big, but like a zone. I mean, inside zone can be essentially that, or you man on, or you, that's your rules. If I have a man on, I'm with him. I'm one hand on. If he's split between us, two hands if he's mine. We'll bring on a 4th and 1 here with the score being 40, with the ball being on 29-yard line at 42-0. We'll run the punt team out.
Their nose is a large man.
He's a mountain. If for Game of Thrones fans out there, he is the mountain. And Sandoval gets it away again, and it doesn't take a Panther bounce this time. It only gets to about the 40-yard line, so it will be 1st and 10 Bulldogs, 2:37 left in the half. Scores Greenwood 42, Siloam Springs 0.
Yeah, the roster I'm looking at is absolutely crazy. It's wrong. 94 is listed as a D-back, 5'10", 150. 94 is lined up on the ball, and he's got to be 6'3", 225, 230.
Maybe he's grown since they printed the roster.
Holy cow.
They'll go empty back. They'll go empty here, and they'll run a little stop hitch there.
He's dancing.
Arrington,
it's like dancing with the stars out here.
He's well over 115 yards. I'll have to get our good friend Mike Jones to give some stats here, but I would imagine him and number 2 Davis are over 100, 125. Archer probably in the 3 area.
Yeah, they're not going to stop passing the football in the first half. They're going to
go empty out.
They're going to do this because this is what they do.
Route and up another again. There's that guy, Champ Davis. He'll make a 2-man miss, and he'll take it in for a score. That will be the 7th touchdown pass here in the first half by Kane Archer.
Yeah, it's at this point, it's video game type numbers right now. Waiting the extra point, 48-0, 2 minutes to go in the first half.
I don't expect to see Archer in the second half. Maybe a third, but with a history of where he's had different times where he's gotten hurt, I don't foresee that being what they do. So it'll be 49-0 here with 2:19 left in the second quarter. Some other athletics action coming around the upcoming week. Thursday night here at Panther Stadium, it will be the 7th grade and 9th grade Panthers taking on Shiloh Christian. 7th grade starts at 5:30. Also that night, they'll have 7th and 8th grade volleyball at the PAC starting at 4. There's a lot of road competition. Of course, there's the state tournament for tennis. I already talked about cross country when their 2 meets. Volleyball also goes on the road Thursday night to Van Buren. Yours truly is on game duty, Mr. Yoakum, so I'll be down there in the River Valley that night.
Oh, Van Buren.
And then turn around and we'll hit the road to go to Mountain Home for the Panthers taking on the Bombers over at Mountain Home.
That's next week?
That's next Friday.
I'm going to get in touch with some of my boys back over there.
Ball's fielded at the 10. Make a couple cuts.
And
we'll
look at this.
that pass. McKinley's got 1 man to beat. He's got the kicker, and he'll be tackled at the 37-yard line. A little spark there here to end the half. Let's go finish with a positive exclamation. We're popping confetti in the student section, but to be fair, this is, let the kids celebrate. Let them celebrate.
Celebrate that play for sure. Let's take a shot here. Let's take a shot. We flipped the field. There's 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the half. Let's take a shot. Mikey just made a big play here. How do you feel about that?
You know me. I'm 100% aggressive on NCAA football 25. That's me as a human being. So of course I would go up top. We'll ride it out there. We'll keep a little read action.
Okay. That's a good
first
play
down
call.
game there.
Good read by Dane. I mean, the guy had the ball in his gut. The guy got tackled, so he pulled it out and took it for about 8 yards. Now do you take a shot? 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2, traditionally, this would be an opportunity to do so because this is 4-down territory. But with especially 1:39 left in this half, we're thinking about though. We want to make sure take advantage of this opportunity.
Is that a picture of you on the board?
No, so
Lower left?
that is either Coach Benson or Coach Johnson, depending on the card. One is Coach Johnson looking like he's taking a nap, for those of you that are wondering on those cards. We will take a shot. A lot of pressure by the Bulldogs, and Dane is slung down hard to the ground right around the line of scrimmage.
Well, the good news is the clock keeps running here. We're not really worried about the clock. We'll take a shot here. We're inside a minute. It's going to be 3rd and 3. We still got 2 downs here, at least.
We'll have trips receivers here at the bottom of your screen. Jack O'Brien is a single receiver at the top.
Oh, he's got a smaller D-back on him.
We're going to run it. I think we're running it. They have a 5-man box. They're giving us a 5-man box. So we'll stick with, I think, what we are calling ride. So they gave us a 5-man box.
Got a first down.
We're accounting for the 5th guy with the read action or the ride action, so that should, in theory, gives you the numbers up game. A lot of people don't think football's math. There's a lot of math to calling a game.
Timeout Panthers with a first down.
28 seconds here in the half. See Coach Williams on the sideline for the football field goal frenzy. I think the club tonight kicking at half that you'll see on the screen is our International Thespian Society. That's our kind of our acting troupe here at Siloam Springs. Speaking of student groups, I want to give a shout out to our AVTF students and Mr. Allen for their terrific work here on the Panther live stream. They just keep growing and getting better and better under his tutelage and kind of growing into their own student-ran production. As you see the ticker at the bottom, a lot of different graphics, a lot of different camera angles. They work hard, and shout out to them. This wouldn't be possible without them. We're just voices.
That's right. We're just the on-air noise.
So 1st and 10 Panthers, trips receivers at the bottom, O'Brien at the top. Now that was your chance. They're man 2. Immediate pressure, covered up well, and the ball popped free, but it was jumped on by a Panther. It'll be 2nd and 16. 21 seconds left. I think we probably just burn another timeout. I don't know why the clock's not. Yeah, wind the clock.
Yeah, may have held that one a little long.
Yeah, we've let too much time roll off there. It'll be under 10. Now we'll call timeout.
Hey, while we've got time here, I'm going to give a shout out. We've had a great week at Allen Elementary. I want to give a shout out to Lori Heinrich, Natalie Hutto, and all the teachers, 1st and 2nd grade teachers over there, all of our specials teachers. They do a great. It's been a great atmosphere over there. I've moved over from the middle school, and man, they've been fantastic. They've welcomed me in, taught me the ropes, and I'm really appreciative of that group over there.
Well, I work at the high school, so I've always thought it was the best building in the district, but that's my bias.
Hey, I understand.
I guess I will shout out Human Resources Spotlight Person of the Week is Ann Smythe, front office admin assistant at the high school. First face you see when you walk into the building, always with a smile on her face, always 5-star customer service.
Do you know her?
She happens to be Nana to my sweet little boy.
Our spotlight of the week was Jill Teague, cafeteria manager over at Allen. So great job, Jill. She always keeps me in sweet tea over there. Danes hit as he throws the football in down to the 5.
And the clock will be stopped with 2.3 left in the half, even though it's 4th down. Just run it back.
Take another shot.
Now we're running the punt unit out.
Field goal? We're taking a field goal. We're taking a shot.
We are
we're going to take a field goal.
The T is out. You're right. The T is out, and it's a different group here. So even the referee crew, we have the crew has no one back for the field goal attempt.
Now they've got somebody. They're running back there.
This will be about a 50-yard attempt for Sandoval. That's the thing about an attempt from distance is you have to get the angle. That's a lot. I mean, if they want to go grab that.
Yeah, we got a tackle here. We've got a tackle here. We've got a tackle here.
They can return it. It was a blocked field goal attempt, which means it is returnable. It was picked up at the 3. He'll try to reverse field. He'll try to do a couple things. Eventually, we bring him down, and that will end the half without a little theatrics there at the end. A couple Panthers getting a scuffle. No need for that at 49-0 here at the half. Let's go to the locker room and talk. Let's keep our head about us. That's a teachable moment for all high school athletes. It's not a common thing to occur where a 50-yard field goal's blocked and skips around. Speaking of field goals, here's our RVS field goal frenzy. We'll watch this real quick before we take away to the half.
Keep the field in halftime to kick a field goal. This week's club, the International Thespian Society. If the field goal is good, club wins $350.
So 49-0 here at the half. Stay tuned for, of course, the pride of Northwest Arkansas, the Siloam Springs Marching Band. We'll step away for a few minutes. Before we do, I want to give a shout out once again to our donors from Alternative Design, Generations Bank, Grand Savings Bank, John Brown University, Jet Stream by Pipe Life, Lazy Boy, Dayspring Cards, RVS Bank, Callahan Steakhouse, Lightning Bolt Advertising, Simmons, Superior Auto Group. Thank you so much for supporting Panther Athletics. We'll be back before the second half.
You will be impressed by the sound they make with their teammates. Tyler Loretz, put him on the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field your very own Siloam Springs High School Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Daniel Hodge, Tyler Loretz, Taylor Petronian, Melissa Lesso, and Tyler Osterman, with additional assistance from Jacob Scaggs, Asher Estes, Hannah Barker, Nicholas Soderquist, Micaiah Barnett, Elijah Miller, and Bryson Yeager. Our 2024 competitive program is entitled Dots, inspired by the artwork of Japanese artist Yayoi Kusuma. Our story illustrates how a blank canvas can emerge into a world teeming with colors and dots. Within our ensemble, dots symbolize the individual contribution of each member, each adding a distinct and vital element to our masterpiece. Drum majors, Daniel Gomez, Tommy Sykes, Cindy Chavez, and Nia Radford. Is your band ready? Siloam Springs High School Marching Band, you may now take the field for performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about another round of applause for the Siloam Springs High School Marching Band. Now the band will be going to competition at Union High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And we're back here at Panthers Stadium with 2 minutes left until we kick off this second half. Panthers coming out of the locker room here to take the field. Tremendous performance by the Siloam Springs Marching Band as they just performed their performance called Dots. They'll be competing tomorrow in a competition. Great job by that band. I know they put in a lot of hours of hard work and prep, and it shows when they get to perform at halftime. And the fans were all in on that performance. So it's 49-0 here at Panther Stadium at Arvest Field. I know that your opening keys, Mr. Yoakum, were compete every play. I think that's the only key here, is that there's no quit. You want the consistent fight out of your team, regardless of where the score may lie, and just to finish the game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at this point, you know, the difference between getting beat 70-0 and 56 or 63-0 is competing, right? I mean, theoretically, they're not going to put that many points on the board in the second half because the clock's going to run. But can you come out in the second half and compete every snap, pretend the scoreboard is not up there, and just go out there and see if you can get better? I mean, you got to sell your kids on getting better. You know, challenge them to get better every single snap. And
folks, like Dennis just alluded to, we have reached the sportsmanship. We have reached the sportsmanship rule here in Arkansas high school football, which means that it will be a running clock for the remainder of the game.
Yeah, the second half is going to go quick. We're going to talk about college football and who knows what else in the second half. But
I'll give you something here before we kick it off to Greenwood. Starting quarterback Kane Archer's stat line from the first half. He was 18 of 23 for 396 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Is that good?
Well, I can't do the collegiate QB rating math off the top of my head because it's a ridiculous formula. The NFL one, this would be a 158.3. That would be his rating.
That's the max, right?
That is the perfect game. Yes.
Yeah. 18 of 23, phenomenal percentage.
I would
That's
say
close to 80%.
The college one is in the 400 range. How they do, I don't know. It's like it's like I go back to earlier. Just make everything the same for every sport.
Yeah, we've got to make sure all the rules are different at every level. For whatever reason, I'm not positive. All right, so the Panthers will kick the football away to start the second half.
Shout out, just joining us in the booth, Director of Human Resources, Jared Schoonover. He does a terrific job of highlighting all of the employees throughout the district with our weekly spotlight. Go to the Siloam Springs website so that you can look at those spotlights and see the wonderful people in this district and all the great things that are said about them and the great job they do to service kids and our community.
Yeah, that's a new thing we're doing this year, and he brought that in with him, and what a fantastic job of spotlighting the people that really make a difference in our district.
You know, if I was director of HR, I'd spotlight you, Mr. Yoakum, for the fabulous job you do day in and day out, especially here in the live stream.
I appreciate that, Luke. That means a lot coming from you.
So, Panthers set to kick it away. You know, I've told this to you before. Not in this situation, you wouldn't do it, but I'm a big fan of. You know, people will argue the Kevin Kelly method and what he had when he was at PA. But the onside kicking every time, there is some data to that because in high school sports, high school football specifically, the kickoff gets brought back to the 25-30 almost every time unless you have a kicker that kicks a touchback. We don't have a kicker that gets a touchback, so just onside it. Still possession. I mean,
yeah, we haven't stopped them going 75, 80 yards all night. So what's the difference between going 75 and 80 and then, potentially 55 yards?
You
might get a shot.
In a 49-0 game, we won't choose to do that. But, you know, I've always been a big fan of that philosophy. The fourth down thing is a whole other thing. And we'll kick it away. And Sandoval will put, he'll put it inside the 10. We won't hit the end zone, though. Ball is fielded and brought out by number 17, Mario Dunbar.
Yeah, you're going to probably see some second units. Looks like number 12, Cooper Goodwin, is coming out at quarterback to start the second half. You're going to see some second units on the field for Greenwood. This is a chance for our guys to get quality reps, get better tonight. Don't worry about the scoreboard. Can you get better every play?
And, Greenwood's not going to – it's not like they have a slow down tempo. They're going to do what they do, and they do it immediately. They run pop out here to our sideline, and they'll pick up
first down.
That puts them over 400 yards passing on the evening as a team. The thing about their quarterback here is Goodwin. He's a junior, like Archer. He's now 16 of 24 on the year for over 200 yards passing and a couple TDs.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this kid gets a college scholarship somewhere as a backup. He's not going to get many reps in high school football, but he's going to get a shot to play college football somewhere as the backup at Greenwood.
I think that might have some traditionally. Even when Archer came in, there was a senior at the time. He had to come in, and they did 2 QB system, but they know how they used to do a quarterback school there every Wednesday. Ball out in the flat, completed immediately, and they'll pick up another first down. Goodwin will look to the sideline. He'll get the call. And, Goodwin showed some of his elusiveness earlier when he was in at receiver.
Right. You mentioned the QB school, man. What a great way to get young kids involved throwing the football. You could start that QB school at the 4th grade level. Start coaching kids up at quarterback. Benson's acting like we got the football.
We say we're, point, yep. And we do.
Looks like Stuart Schwaniger came out of there with the football. I didn't see what happened, but somebody coughed it up, and Stuart fell on it, got the football.
First down, Panthers. Here we go. Capitalize, work on things, compete. That's part of what just happened there.
You're going to see some second teamers out here on defense now. In fact, I believe this is the second team defense here on the field.
So Panthers will come out, trips receivers here to the bottom of your screen. Marlette at quarterback, Flores at running back. We'll run a little QB blast there with Marlette, and we'll get about 4 on first down. Pick up, make it 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5.
Good positive yardage on first down there. Dane may be our leading rusher tonight.
Well, he had 8 on 1 carry, and then he had that right. He's up there. He's definitely up there.
He may have got sacked, though. Would have taken some of that stuff away, but.
We'll move Stu back in as an H-back there. We'll run counter to the top of your screen. They give us to Flores. He'll bounce off 1 tackle. He's met, and he's hit hard by number 24, Thomas New City. What a last name.
Thomas New City.
I'm not making that up, folks. Thomas New City.
He brought the wood over there. That was a nice lick there from his safety position. Gio comes off.
3rd and 7 Panthers. 8 minutes left here on a running clock. Motion Stu across the formation. We'll run power to that direction. And we'll pick up about 5, make it 4th and 2 or a long 1. Make 4th and 2.
Victor Toledo.
Toledo's back from his injury. Haven't seen one of your favorites, Mason.
Well,
Short.
he's in street clothes on the sideline.
Yep.
So,
I see him down there.
So I'm not sure what's going on with Mason, but he is not dressed tonight.
We had 142 yards rushing last week, and a lot of that came from him. We'll hard count them. They'll check to the sideline. Trips the bottom of your screen. Single receiver to the top. Toledo in the backfield with Marlette. We'll run that same blast type play with Marlette. He'll fight and fight. You talked about fighting, competing, and we'll get a first down.
Yeah, Dane's going to compete. He's not going to quit. You know, his parents got great parents at home. They're not. You know, he's not built to quit. So he's going to keep competing and playing. Fights for the first down there.
Panthers trying to cross the 50 for the first time, I think, of the game.
No, we were down right before half. We had
sure. After the you are correct.
Well, of course.
Well, that's why they pay you the big bucks, Mr. Yoakum.
Look at
the
this.
ride by Flores, and he'll go 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Panthers.
That's a little life there. A little bit of a big play from us. Gio took it to the house from about 55 yards out, and that's what you need there. That's an example of playing and competing and
a huge 46-yard, 47-yard run from him there. Hold kicks away. He will fly over on top of the press box and on to the street behind and make it 49-7 with 5:40 left here in the third quarter. The clock will continue to run because of the sportsmanship rule. But that, hey, force a turnover, get a score. It's what we wanted.
Yep, that's exactly how you draw it up. That's a great start for the second half. Great job, Panthers. I think the coaches, you know, I saw Coach Lockridge gather the team up there and rally them right before the end of the half and halftime before second half started. And I think he was probably just challenging them to play to a standard, get better in the second half, and that's what you want to see to start the second half.
And shout out to our student section who have, it's as packed as it was at the start. So they're enjoying some Friday night football under the lights. And the kick is away by Sandoval, and he'll get it right on tail. The ball is muffed there and met immediately at the spot where it hit him. So it'll be 1st and 10, Greenwood. That's a generous spot at the 15-yard line.
All right, so Red River rivalry.
So we're moving into college football.
Yeah, let's make a move
talk about
here.
the weekend. So
we've got number 1 Texas against OU.
Number 18 OU. The line is the largest line in Red River rivalry history in my lifetime. But I know that in that game, in the last 25, I think OU's won 17. But it's who's ever ranked higher doesn't. It's that old adage about a rivalry. Yeah. Texas looks awfully good.
Well, let me say this. In rivalry sports, it really depends on who's got the chip on their shoulder for that day, because it's not about talent. Rivalries bring out elevated play from everybody. If
Goodwin escapes the pocket, and he finds number 33, Hudson Meeker, who makes one-man miss, and he'll break away. And he will take that all the way to the house. Touchdown, Bulldogs. That's an 85-yard touchdown pass from Goodwin. No flags on the play. I mean, I'm biased when it comes to calling what is the greatest rivalry in college sports. People up north would say the big game.
Michigan, Ohio State, yep. Which Ohio State has a big game tomorrow, too. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Some people around the SEC area might say, you know, whether it be Alabama, LSU, when they've had some classic games. But for me, growing up in Oklahoma, snap is botched. They'll do their fire drill here. 9 will leak out, but he'll be brought down by the Panthers. It'll be 55-7. To me, when you look at the Cotton Bowl and you see the half-orange stadium, half-crimson stadium, there is nothing better in college football.
Yeah, and for the most part, both of those programs have stayed as elite programs throughout history. Historically, they have been elite almost every year. They're both ranked. Sometimes one's, you know, at the top of the list and the other one's in the top 20. Listen, it's as good a college football rivalry as there is. Michigan, Ohio State's great. You know, Alabama, Auburn is great, but Auburn's been down for a few years. Tennessee, Florida, fantastic, but I got to agree with you. I'm not a big Texas guy. I'm not a big OU guy.
I know you're not a big OU guy.
But I think I agree with you. It's got to be at least, if it's not number one, it's in the top 3 college football rivalries of all time.
And that game will be at 2:30 for the first. Well, no, it's been on ABC a lot. It was the first time that I've known in my lifetime for it not to be an 11 o'clock kick. So that will be something new. And it'll be the first time they meet as SEC opponents. McKinley will bounce in a good return here, and he'll bring it out to about the 31-yard line. Be 1st and 10 Panthers there.
Yeah, so I'm guessing you're picking OU to upset Texas, number 1 Texas.
I couldn't pick. You could put a giant duffel bag full of money right here in front of me, and I still would not say that team that they're going to win. I just couldn't. It's not in my blood. And as an Arkansas fan, I doubled down.
I saw some interesting memes today that I can't share publicly, but I will tell you that there's some really good ones both sides.
I mean, I doubled down when I went to school at Arkansas. Some of the bad blood. Another great read by Flores, but he only had one man he needed to beat, and that man did not get blocked, so he gets brought down for an only gain of 1. So we talked about a little about OU Texas. I know you're picking the Longhorns. I'm a 15-point favorite.
Yeah,
and it's going to be a hot one down there in Dallas.
I think Texas will win the game, but I think it's going to be closer than the spread.
Okay, Corso.
Yep.
The other 2:30 matchup on CBS, it's weird to say CBS and Big Ten, is Penn State hosting USC. They get Penn State gets to go out to the Coliseum.
Yeah. The only chance that USC has is that it is in the Coliseum. Penn State's going to have to travel across country. I don't suspect that Penn State will be as sharp as they've been. I would probably take USC in that one at home.
At 6:30, there are two. I mean, you're gonna have good thing YouTube TV. We got the box thing to split up some games here because at 6:30 tomorrow night you have 2 different games. We'll start with the first. We'll talk about Ole Miss LSU in the swamp, or not in the swamp, in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, night game at Baton Rouge.
Night game at
Death
Baton Rouge.
Valley.
Death Valley. They'll be wearing their white. Shout out to Graham Thomas, sports editor for the Democrat Gazette. He's an LSU guy.
Yeah.
Who do you got that one? That's -3.5 Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'm not betting against LSU home night game. No way. I do like Ole Miss this year, but I don't think they get it done at LSU at night. It just won't happen. I think LSU was off last week. Did they have a bye week prepared for Ole Miss?
I don't remember.
I think they did.
Yeah, they didn't play.
So I would suspect after a bye week at home night game, I suspect LSU.
No
wins
faith
it.
in the lane train. You're not a big lane guy. Kept by Flores there on 3rd and 7. 55-7 here with 11:50 in the 4th. So that brings me to the big game, the game that at College Game Day will be at Autzen Zoo in Eugene, Oregon, where the number 2 Ohio State Buckeyes will travel to the number 3 team in the nation, the Oregon Ducks.
Yep, 2 versus 3.
Which they've had some really dynamite Rose Bowl games when one was the Pac-12 and one was the Big Ten. This potentially will decide. They both can meet again in the Big Ten championship, but this will certainly decide who gets to that game immediately. One of them could end up back, but the other would have the leg up on the head-to-head. That punt will only go about 20 yards and be at the 50. 1st and 10 Bulldogs there. So Vegas has the spread at Ohio State -3 on the road at Oregon, who hasn't looked good at times against different teams, but that stadium can get wild.
Yeah, that's another night game on the road. Here's what you haven't talked about a whole lot with these Big Ten teams traveling west. This is new to them. They don't typically travel west for conference games, especially conference night games. And so this is a whole new experience for Ohio State. I suspect, I suspect it's a later start time than Ohio State's ever used to. I would suspect Oregon wins that game at home at night. You know, you can't really go against home dogs, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's
LSU and Oregon are home dogs tomorrow at night games, and both of those stadiums get really crazy at night.
I don't think I know anything about college football anymore after last weekend with Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, dynamite. Beating
Where was that game at?
Nashville.
Home dog.
The huge home dog. Bama hasn't given up 40 points since, not counting a playoff game or national title game.
I saw something crazy. Bama gave up more points last week against Vanderbilt than they had in the entire Nick Saban era against Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I saw another stat about Bama is that they haven't lost back-to-back regular season games in like 20 years. So there's that. Greenwood here driving, ball on the 20. Another first down. I get him inside first to be about first and goal from about the 9. Some scores from around the conference. Lake Hamilton currently up 27-3 over Van Buren. I still think this score is shocking. Fort Smith Southside 20, Shiloh Christian 3 in the third quarter.
Wow.
Mountain Home, who we travel to next week, is up 13-0 against Russellville. Goodwin throws a fade up here in the corner, pass incomplete. So those are your scores from around the conference.
That Southside score is perplexing.
Springdale, 5-0 Springdale. My man Hobbs, 5-0. They're currently up 14 on crosstown rival Harbor. That's a big one around the state. That's a huge rivalry game that has come to life. Rogers High School smashing Bentonville West 35-0. Bentonville up 41-0 over Heritage. Fayetteville up 21-7 over Fort Smith Northside. Well, what I would say is the game of the week, PA versus Bryant, that's currently tied at 14. Glad to see PA to leave our conference. On second 14 here, Goodwin will scramble. He's got he's going to throw it to a touchdown or run it. Pass is dropped at the goal line.
He dropped it.
So
you said
what game?
Hold on, you said Northside. What was the score in the Northside game?
Fayetteville 21, Northside 7.
So Fayetteville, arguably the best team in 7A West, is up 21-7 on Northside right now. This Greenwood team beat Northside 58-0.
This Greenwood team can play a little football. Play a little football.
I would like to see them head-to-head.
Farmington up 22-7 on Greenbrier. Coach
There we go.
Host of Panthers for a loss of 10 on the play.
34, Gage Jones was there. Caden Davidson, Boaz Benson, they were all there.
One of my favorite calls in all of football, the 4th and goal from the 25. That's what you love to say those consecutively. So what game are you most excited to watch on tomorrow's slate?
Well, I'm going to start the day off with that OU Texas game. That's a 2:30 game, so I'll be.
I'll probably bring Liam over.
Yeah, that'll be good. We'll sit out and either on the back deck or we'll watch it inside. Depending on how hot. I think it's supposed to be 90 tomorrow.
He's going to try to run all 25 on one play,
get it.
And he will get it. Touchdown.
Oh my.
We've discussed the big play.
Oh my.
And big moments, and having him backed up, and that is an athlete making some moves, and he will cash in there.
Yeah, you hate to see that. I mean, you had him at 4th down and 25, 4th and goal from the 25, and he just.
So it's 6 minutes left to play in the game. Pending PAT, it is good, and it'll be 62-7 Greenwood.
I will probably carry that OU Texas game right into that night Ole Miss LSU game. If I know me, tomorrow's going to be a long football day.
It's been highlighted and circled on calendars around many pundits, and I know on my calendar I put a note in my phone, Red River Day, every year when I know the game time. So it's been on mine.
I heard a crazy stat that October 12th is one of the biggest fall wedding days.
No,
yeah,
it's not.
Yeah, it is. I heard that. But
Why?
Why would you do that to people?
That's where if you're at the wedding and they bring up the, speak now, forever hold your peace, and you're the groomsman, you say, we chose today for the date.
That's crazy. 5 minutes to go in the fourth. Greenwood kicking off here. It's 62-7. Out of bounds at the 1. There's the flag.
There's a procedure penalty. I'll bring it up to the 35-yard line. In the NFL world, interesting, I would say 2 games that I'm curious to watch. One is the 4-1 Commanders playing the 3-2 Ravens. 2 of arguably the MVP frontrunners right now in Daniels and Jackson.
Yeah,
and
Daniels.
their ability to use their legs and their arm.
I think the rookie quarterbacks in the NFL have fared better because those guys have stayed in college an extra year because of the NIL recently.
Yeah, I mean, Bears are 3-2 with Caleb Williams.
I think those guys are coming in more prepared. They are. I think there's 3 rookie quarterbacks leading their team starting right now and have winning
Bo
records.
Nix is 3-2 as well.
Bo
just
Nix,
beat
Jaden Daniels.
Just beat the Raiders last week.
And Caleb Williams. The one recent college quarterback that hasn't seemed ready is Bryce Young.
He's getting as many reps as I'm getting right now on Sunday.
Yeah,
so
they benched him after week 2 or 3, I think.
So the gather game I'm interested to watch is Lions Cowboys.
Yeah, where's
in
it?
Arlington.
That's in Arlington.
Yeah, I mean, I told you it was a big wraparound
right.
weekend. We could go into Red River and then that.
Let's go. You think we could get tickets right now?
I don't know if it'd go over well at home for either of us, but yeah, we probably could find tickets. It'd be easy.
If we got online right now and found tickets to the Red River rivalry and the Dallas-Detroit game, I think that's a weekend you got to go. Right? Let's look at StubHub. Can we do that?
I mean, I'm currently I'm on it, but 62-7, 3rd and 9 here. Reminder: next week the Panthers will travel to Mountain Home to take on the Mountain Home Bombers. We also, if you're on to watch more Panther athletics, there'll be a live telecast Tuesday night because we have a home game against Shiloh.
Pass is knocked down, going up 4th.
Luke, after this punt, let's go through our sponsor list one more time.
Yeah.
Talk about all the great people in Siloam Springs who support our programs and our school district. There's the good punt that we wanted.
He'll boom it down to the 24-yard line. Be 1st and 10. Greenwood there. They won't get any snaps in with the running clock because we're already going to be under 2 before they hit the field. Right now, the cheapest seat at the Cotton Bowl is $380.
You got that. You're big time. You're high school AP. You got that.
Folks, if you don't know the public education system, we are a great district in terms of compensation relative to some others, but no, I will not be spending $380 on a ticket.
That's one ticket? It's not like a package deal?
That is a single ticket.
Yeah. I think I would rather watch it from my home on TV.
I think your new television screen on your back porch is a lovely viewing experience.
Yeah, I
Greenwood
agree
will
with
be tackled there after 2-yard gain. 62-7 with 1:30 left in the game. The running clock will basically have 2 snaps left in this game, and it will be a night. Injury on the field here for the Panthers. We almost made it to the sideline. Can't tell who it is. Is that Toledo?
Number 5.
It's Toledo, who just came back from the injury list. So with 1:20 left to play here, I think they got another quarterback in. Braden Brewer.
I bet he throws it.
No. Little inside zone. I mean, I don't know if he looked like he was looking him off to read. A little inside zone action.
I've why put in a third quarterback to hand off? I mean, I suspected them to run some plays where he could throw the football.
He's a sophomore. I mean, I think we all know on the high school athletics side, get on the field. They put in a lot of the hard work. He's probably the scout team guy and probably does a fantastic job. I worked with a woman in the Greenwood district last named Brewer, probably relation. Now they do. I mean, that will count as a pass attempt for him on the little
1 for 1 for about 4 yards.
Little jet empty toss there, and they'll pick up 3-4 yards. It'll be 4th and 1. I just got a word from former telecaster Jason Carter that we comboed the Cowboys tickets. It's $4.15 because the Cowboys tickets are so cheap. Want to give another shout out to our donors. Thank you, Superior Auto Group, Simmons, Lightning Bolt Advertising, Callahan Steakhouse, Arvest Bank, Dayspring Cards, Lazy Boy, Jetstream by Pipe Life, John Brown University, Grand Savings Bank, Generations Bank, and Alternative Design. That will do it, folks, here from Panther Stadium at Arvest Field. Final score is Greenwood Bulldogs 62, the Siloam Springs Panthers 7. That will bring us 0-3 in conference play and heading to the longest road trip we have to Mountain Home next Friday night. Dennis, any final words or thoughts?
Hey, yeah, I like the way we came out and competed in the second half. This is arguably the best program in the state of Arkansas. This is a program that you're aspiring to be. And so guys stepped up and made some plays, got better in the second half. But, man, it's tough when you look up there and it's 62-7, but they got better tonight.
That team will be in the state finals. I have no doubts about that.
Yeah.
So.
And you look at, our score 62-7, but you look at some of their recent score. They beat Russellville last week 63-14 and Northside 58-0. So I think we competed well, got better. So next week let's go on the road to Mountain Home and maybe carry that on over there.
So that will do it here, folks. Catch us live next Friday night from Mountain Home. Shout out once again to our AVTF crew for helping put together this production. Thank you for listening. I'm Luke Shoemaker, and always he is the great Dennis Yoakum.